I actually want to talk about, I know I told y'all that I correspond for a lot of different outlets in just all over to, because I'm freelancing and stuff, but it's not uncommon. A lot of the bigger correspondents that have been in the game for a long time, a lot of them are freelancing. Even some of the ones that's like working for Ebony and Essence and all these other big um platforms, a lot of those correspondents are not like set host for their network. They're freelancing for all different type of publications. They're just a bigger publication on a bigger level, or just a bigger publication like Essence and Ebony and Yahoo and AOL and all BuzzFeed and Complex. I mean, some of those people do get their breaks and become actual full-time host or correspondent or something like that for those major platforms. But until then, I learned a lot of them are basically freelance, and they get paid for every event or everything they do for them individually, and they work for all these different outlets. And a lot of people ask me, like, how do you find outlets? One, like I told you, I learned the hard way. If you want to be a correspondent, not a writer, a correspondent, you need a media reel. That's what they look for. They look for a media reel. You have to have that. That's one way to get your door in the foot. And of course, the typical, you got to know somebody to get you in the door. That's a lot of the times that is the situation as well. But like I said, you have to have a media reel. That's what they're looking for. And I learned it the hard way. They kind of drifted me in the right direction where I could start making money because I have a media reel. And another way I find outlets, of course you got the popular outlets that everybody already know about. But these smaller outlets, but not that small, the smaller ones that are able to pay you, but they just don't have all the connections, or just don't have a correspondent like in LA or New York or Atlanta or Chicago or cities like that. Those are the ones you want to get in good, because they don't have a correspondent, especially if you like stay in those major cities and it's outlets like in Chicago or freaking Houston or Dallas, some other city that they don't have somebody on that can cover the East Coast or cover the West Coast, and you just swoop on in like, hey, I stay in LA and I got these connections, that connection, I can get you at these events and stuff like that. Baby, you will sell them. Do you hear me? You will sell them. So I feel like, yeah, you could be a correspondent staying in DC, but if you want to take your career to the next level, you have to move in one of those major cities, unless you're trying to do radio or something like that. But I feel like, personally, more opportunities and a better chance of getting your big break if you move in one of those major cities that have opportunities for media and women in media, or guys, this for men and guys. And so a lot of times I find outlets from really Instagram, from people posting maybe their tweets or somebody on their cover of their magazine, or just researching myself, like looking up hashtags and just typing in magazine on the when you're looking for somebody, just type in magazine, and all these different type of magazines that pop up or whatever. I just started contacting them, honestly. And like I said, I work for known outlets and outlets that's not that known, but I'm not choicy. A check is a check. And but if you're a writer, it's a lot of, if you're a writer, you don't have to live in one of those major big cities because you're writing. And so with writing, people have a lot of opportunities for writing, especially like a lot of outlets, because they want that constant content, because that's what brings viewers to their site, their page, people buying their stuff or whatever. So I would say, if you're a writer, have some links where they can go to some of your work. You wrote for these people and that person, have some links ready. So you'll put a little bio, not a long bio, but a short, brief paragraph about who you are, what city you stay in, what type of stuff you cover, your resume, a media kit if you have one, but you don't necessarily have to have one, because I didn't have one at the time. And like, just let them know below, these are, like, you want to send like 3 to 4 below, there's like 3 to 4 links to some of my writing. and you just send it off. And I'm pretty sure if you have a good writing and you got a good resume, and you know, they'll hire you. Now the challenge is finding those publications that pay you. That's the challenge, because a lot of these outlets do not pay. I kind of understand in a sense, because how can you pay somebody and you never knew if they never done anything? But if they're not that big of a publication, I understand why they don't pay, because you know, which I understand. I've been there, done it, got the t-shirt. So the thing with writers, you just try to find publications that's taking writers, and you just emailing them. Just email these people. Do not be afraid to email. And if they respond back and say something, follow up with them, because my follow-up game is very, very strong. Do not be scared to follow up. So that I would say, has helped me just researching outlets. I know so many people like, how can I, work for all these outlets? You basically just find these outlets. And if you're a writer, it's easier for you. I feel like it's easier for writers than correspondents, because some publications they're not interested in the whole video on camera thing. They just want writers. And you don't have to exactly be in that city or be in a major city to be a writer. You just got to be a good ass writer. So I would say, if you write and do on camera, that is awesome. Like, you're more sellable, more marketable. Me, I'm not the best writer. I can write, but I'm not a very strong writer, and I don't enjoy it at all. So I don't write usually, unless like some publications want an article with the video and I do a small article. But other than that, I just do video. So I would say you're more marketable if you can do both. And if you can write, you don't even have to stay in a major city and can get a deal. People are paying you $200 and above for freaking 500 word articles. And it sounds good, but it's easy. It's not easy if you're not a good writer. Like, it would take a lot for me to come up with a 500 word article. So that's what I would say. Just searching on Instagram, searching on Google to find publications. And like I told y'all, if you're a writer and you go to a lot of events, or you just a good ass writer and have time, pitch those what I told you about the subscription. Pitch to those different outlets like, hey, I can write you 20 articles a month. I can write you 20 articles a month, and you subscribe to me, and all you gotta do is pay me $100 a month, or $150 a month, and I can give you 10 to 20 articles a month. And you build it. Like, that's what I'm doing, but I'm not doing articles. I'm doing media coverage. I can give you 10 to 20 event coverages a month, and you pay me $150 a month. That's what I do. And I told you I get my first client. So I'm working on my second one right now, in the works. So I ain't gonna talk too much about that. But my goal is to have 10 by the end of the month. Like I told you, you give them a brief bio, send them your media reel, links to your writing, and a media kit if you have one, and tell them like, these are the type of events I attend. I attend 10 to whatever. For me, I could attend 10 to 20 events a month. You subscribe to me, and I'll send you coverage for each event I go to a month, which is be 10 to 20, and you pay me $150 a month. So that's a good ass deal. Like, you could be saying like, damn, she's selling herself short, blah blah blah. But think about it. If I'm I'm credited, and they have to credit me. So think about it. If my goal is to have 10 outlets subscribe to me by the end of the year. So if I'm charging them $150 each outlet, they're all getting the same article, and I'm getting credit in all these outlets. So there's 10 outlets I'm credit in, and I only did the work one time, and 10 people are subscribed to me. $150 times 10 people, that's easy fucking money. You know what I'm saying? And my name is going to be published in all these publications.